Today we're doing something a little different. We're not just going to walk through some boring technical guide. No, we're going to craft a story about defense. It's all about building a fortress around your home using one of the toughest materials out there, Hardie board. We're turning simple instructions into a full-on battle plan for ultimate protection.
But before we can build any fortress, we have to know our enemy, right? So let me ask you this. What do you think is the single biggest, most relentless threat your home will ever face?
Now, your first thought might be something super dramatic, like fire. And yeah, fire is obviously incredibly destructive, but it's not the most common enemy. It's not the one that's quietly laying siege to our homes day in and day out.
Nope. The real enemy, it's water. It's quiet, it's unbelievably patient, and it will find and exploit any tiny weakness it can. Water intrusion. That's the invisible threat we are building our entire defense against. Every single step, every fastener, every seam, it's all about defeating this one opponent.
All right, so where do we even start? Well, we start by putting together our wall's armor. I want you to stop thinking of your wall as just one single thing. Instead, picture it as this sophisticated, multi-layered system designed for one single purpose: keeping that water out.
And these layers, they have to work together perfectly. The framing and the sheathing, that's the skeleton, right? The structure. Then you have the weather-resistant barrier. That's like the protective skin, the very last line of defense. And the Hardie board, well, that's the heavy outer shield. That's the plate armor that takes the direct hits from everything the world throws at it.
But listen, having the best armor in the world means nothing if it's not bolted on right. This next part is all about mastering the attachment. These are the crucial tactics that make sure our shield holds strong and doesn't fail us when we need it most. Think about it. Your fasteners are literally the rivets holding his whole thing together, and picking the wrong one is a rookie mistake with huge consequences. They absolutely have to be corrosion resistant. See, standard galvanized screws can actually react with the cement and just rust away, creating a massive weak spot. And they have to go deep, at least 1 inch into the framing, into the skeleton. That's what gives it real, lasting strength.
And this right here, this shows a tiny little detail that has absolutely massive consequences. When you drive the fastener perfectly flush, you keep the board's integrity. But if you overdrive it, even by just a little bit, you crush the material. You've literally just created a weak point, a perfect little bowl for water to collect and for cracks to start. Getting this right is completely non-negotiable.
And it's not just how you drive the screw, it's where you put it. This pattern isn't just random. It's actually engineered to spread the load evenly, with tighter spacing right on the edges where it's most vulnerable. But here's the most important part. You have to hit the wall studs. You're anchoring the shield to the skeleton, not just the skin. Okay, so every fortress, right? It has weak spots. The gates, the windows, the openings. In construction, we have a secret weapon for defending these areas, and it's called flashing. This is the real art of protecting our most vulnerable points from attack. Now, to really get what flashing does, you have to wrap your head around this one concept, the drainage plane. See, the goal isn't to build a wall that's as sealed as a submarine. That's impossible. The goal is to build a smart system that assumes some water might get behind the siding and then gives that water a clear, safe path to drain right back out. It's about water management, not just water blocking.
So let's take a look at the top of a window, for example. The whole strategy is about layering. The flashing goes over the window frame, but it tucks under the siding and the weather barrier above it. It works exactly like a shingle on a roof, just using good old gravity to shed water down and out, safely away from that opening.
And on the sides, we call them the jams, it's pretty much the same idea. The flashing works with the weather barrier to basically create a channel, so any water that happens to get in there is directed straight down and away, safely past the vulnerable edges of that window. And then the final piece of this puzzle, the drip edge at the very top of the wall. This simple little piece of metal does a huge job. It stops water from curling over the top edge of the siding and getting a foothold behind the entire system. See? Every entry point is guarded? All right, so we've got the battle plan. Now we need to talk about the mistakes that can bring the whole fortress crumbling down. These are the common pitfalls, the simple errors that create a breach in your wall and make all that hard work totally useless. Yeah, we're talking about this again. Why? Because it's that important. Over-tightening a screw isn't just a little cosmetic oopsie. It's a structural failure. You are literally crushing your armor, creating a personal invitation for water to come on in. Oh man, this one is just devastating. Skipping the flashing or doing it wrong is basically like building an amazing castle and then just leaving the gates wide open. You've left your most vulnerable spots totally undefended. It's not a question of if it will fail, but when.
And let's hit on fasteners one more time because this is just as critical. Using screws that aren't corrosion resistant is like planting a tiny self-destruct button inside your wall. Over time, they will rust, they'll expand, they'll fail, and they will compromise the whole system from the inside out.
Remember that whole drainage plane idea? Well, this mistake right here is its mortal enemy. Sometimes people go crazy with caulk, trying to seal every single gap. But what you can accidentally do is trap water inside the wall. A healthy wall needs to breathe. It needs to be able to weep out any moisture that gets in. Trapped water is always the beginning of the end.
Okay, so with that whole battle plan and all those pitfalls fresh in our minds, it's time for the final inspection. This is the builder's checklist. This is what ensures the fortress you've built is truly ready to stand, not just for a few years, but for decades to come.
And the order you do things in is absolutely critical. Notice that flashing goes on before the siding. You build your defense from the inside out. You mark your targets, the studs, before you even think about grabbing a screw gun. You secure the boards with precision, seal the joints, and then, this is so important, you do a final inspection, making absolutely sure the drainage path is clear.
And that really brings us to the big takeaway here. The true strength of a home, the thing that lets it endure, it's not the paint color, it's not the cool countertops, it's in the hidden details, the layers you'll probably never see again. So the real question is, are those unseen parts built to last?